Having learned the locations of Ban and King from Guilt Hunter, Diane uses her immense strength to throw the Holy Knight out of the Forest of White Dreams. The group, now joined by Diane, decides to head towards the Bast Dungeon, where Ban, the fox's sin of greed, is imprisoned. As they discuss their next move, Meliodas collapses from the injuries he sustained during his duel with Guilt Hunter. Elizabeth expresses her concern, emphasizing the need to treat his wounds before taking on another Holy Knight. Meanwhile, in the Bast dungeon, the guards discuss the recent destruction of Fort Solgales by Meliodas. They express confidence in the security of the dungeon, especially with the presence of the Weird Fangs, a group of holy knights chosen by the kingdom's elite. As they discuss the pitiable state of Ban, they are startled to hear him humming, hinting at his resilience and potential plans. Diane is seen sitting next to a building where Meliodas is being treated by Dr. Dana. The villagers watch Diane with suspicion and wariness. Inside, Dr. Dana comments on the severity of Meliodas's wounds, expressing surprise that he's still alive. The atmosphere becomes tense when Diane and Elizabeth engage in a heated discussion. Diane recounts the story of her first meeting with Meliodas. After leaving the Giants clan, she had a confrontation with a group of knights. Meliodas intervened, treating Diane with kindness and equality, which left a lasting impression on her. As the two women share their individual desires, with Elizabeth wishing for strength and Diane yearning to be small, their conversation is interrupted. Suddenly, a swarm of poison bugs, controlled by the Holy Knight Frisia, descends upon Dalmery Town. Diane, despite her initial fear of bugs, manages to defeat them by raising massive pillars from the ground. Meanwhile, in the base dungeon, Ban, the fox's sin of greed, casually breaks out of his cell, hinting at his impending involvement in the unfolding events. Ban, the fox's sin of greed, is shown to have effortlessly broken out of his cell, surprising the guards. His nonchalant demeanor and playful attitude are evident as he casually strolls through the dungeon, reminiscing about his time with the 7 deadly sins. Back in Dalmery Town, Diane continues to fend off the attacks from the Holy Knights. The townspeople, initially wary of the 7 deadly sins, begin to see them in a different light due to their efforts to protect the town. Meanwhile, Meliodas, still recovering from his injuries, senses the presence of another member of the 7 deadly sins nearby. This sets the stage for a reunion between him and Ban. In Dalmery Town, where Meliodas is under the care of Dr. Dana after his confrontation with Golgius. As Meliodas regains consciousness, he releases a powerful aura, causing Golgius to flee in fear. However, Meliodas's eyes turn jet black, and a strange symbol appears on his forehead, hinting at a hidden power within him. Once he recovers, his eyes revert to normal, and the symbol disappears. Golgius, realizing the threat Meliodas poses, tries to make a strategic retreat. However, Hawk's keen sense of smell tracks him down. In a surprising turn of events, Golgius surrenders, claiming he dislikes fighting, especially against someone of Meliodas's caliber. But this is a ruse. The situation escalates when Dana confronts Golgius, demanding the return of his daughter. It's revealed that Dana was coerced into poisoning Meliodas because Golgius had taken his daughter hostage. In a treacherous move, Golgius stabs Dana from behind, critically injuring him. Meliodas tries to protect Elizabeth from Golgius's sudden and swift attacks. They try to flee, but they are chased by his voice, who is clearly following them with his invisibility. Still, Golgius catches up with them, but he didn't realize it was a trap. Meliodas breaks the floor beneath him, and they fall through to the top floor, Golgius being sent flying by Meliodas's attack. As Meliodas interrogates him, Golgius manages to escape on a horse, using his invisibility ability. Hawk and Meliodas decide to head for the base dungeon, but their attention is diverted to the dying Dana. Dana, regretful for his actions, reveals he was coerced into poisoning Meliodas because his daughter, Senate, was taken hostage by the Holy Knights. Elizabeth, overwhelmed with guilt, blames herself for the events that transpired, believing that if she hadn't found Meliodas, Dana wouldn't have been forced into his actions and would still be alive. Meliodas, however, encourages Elizabeth, emphasizing the importance of their resolve and the principles they stand by. A flashback reveals a poignant moment between Meliodas and a woman named Liz, highlighting the significance of promises and principles. As Meliodas, Hawke, and Elizabeth continue their journey, they unexpectedly encounter Diane, who appears to have lost her memories of the recent events. Two holy knights glimpse of ruin and Frisia, preparing for a confrontation with the 7 deadly sins. The events in Dalmary Town. Diane, under the influence of an illusion, perceives Meliodas as the holy knight Ruin and begins attacking him. Meliodas, realizing that Diane is under an illusion, tries to evade her attacks while protecting Elizabeth and Hawke. As they flee, they come across 2 shepherds from Dalmary Town and decide to take them along to ensure their safety. As the battle between Diane and Meliodas intensifies, Meliodas also falls under the influence of the illusion, seeing Diane as Ruin. The 2 members of the 7 deadly sins, both under the illusion's influence, engage in a fierce battle against each other, believing they are fighting Ruin. Meanwhile, at the based dungeon, Ban, having defeated Jericho, discovers Senet, the daughter of Dr. Dana, who was taken hostage by Golgius. Ban, in his typical playful demeanor, declares Senet as his upon discovering her. The events at the base dungeon and Dalmary Town. Ban, after releasing Senet from her chains and taking her hidden dagger, is confronted by Jude. Jude declares Ban's impending death, reminding him of the torture he endured during his imprisonment. In Dalmary Town, the battle between Diane and Meliodas, both under the influence of an illusion, rages on. Elizabeth, desperate to stop their fight, manages to break through to Diane momentarily. However, the illusion soon takes hold again, and the battle resumes. Amidst the chaos, Frisia tests Elizabeth's resolve by sending her bugs to attack a young shepherd boy. Elizabeth, showcasing her bravery, steps into the swarm to protect the boy, only to discover that the child is actually Ruin in disguise. Ruin, revealing his true form, brutally attacks Elizabeth. As she lies injured, she manages to remove the source of Ruin's illusions, the bell on his staff. Just as Ruin is about to deliver a fatal blow to Elizabeth, Meliodas, having regained his senses, intervenes, stopping the Holy Knight in his tracks. Thank you for your viewing. If you liked the manga recap, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and put a like under this video. Also, write in the comments which moment you liked the most. The title of the manga is The 7 Deadly Sins, chapters 7 through 13. See you in the next video.